Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to the Product Marketing Festival in APAC. With product marketing experts from Singapore, Australia, China Mainland, Hong Kong, Malaysia, India, and many other regions. We'll be covering all product marketing aspects from sales enablement, go-to-market strategy, to customer onboarding, positioning, and messaging. We got them all. You are guaranteed to walk away with tons of new ideas and strategies to take your product to the next level. I would also like to take this chance to say a big thank you to all festival speakers. We cannot make this without you. Also, thanks for the support from iClick Interactive. Their presentation, Discover the Secret to Adapting Data-Driven Marketing in China, is scheduled at day 1 afternoon, 3:30 Singapore time. I highly recommend it if you have not signed up for it yet. Last but not the least, if you would like to interact with our speakers and other attendees, please join our group page link at the end. We look forward to the Q&A session and your feedback over there. Relax and enjoy the festival.
iClick Interactive's marketing technology platform is fueled by data. Our data helps to drive, connect, and enable every step of all marketing activities conducted on our platform. When marketing to China, the key challenge lies in the lack of quality and deployable data to start with. And this is where we come in to help. Every brand has its own target segment, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. With our proprietary keyword-based audience identification engine, a unique solution among online marketing technology platforms in China, we help brands to move from rigid, predefined audience categories to intuitively defining their own custom target segments. The intelligence comes with in-depth audience knowledge in a multi-dimensional manner, from demographics and geographies to psychographics, giving brands meaningful understanding of their target segments on what they do, what they like, and what they care about. Brands can then readily size up their total accessible market opportunity and decide if it's right or big enough for them. And we don't just take a snapshot of these segments. We're capable of monitoring their changes over time, helping brands to drive the marketing funnel down from potential audiences and brand followers to website visitors and owned users. Brands can also benchmark specific product portfolio followers with actual sales to identify areas for growth. Getting to know your competitors is just as important as knowing your customers. Our platform allows brands to learn about their own position in the market as well as that of their competitors, helping brands to adjust their overall brand strategy. While the intelligence is good for decision-making purpose, brands can actually activate the data right away on the same platform via our massive media network in China, delivering messages to their target segments via the right channel, on the right device, at the right time. We also help brands conduct online-offline conversion by mapping their audience hotspots in the Chinese cities to develop data-driven, location-based retail strategy, intelligently converting online traffic to offline leads and realize smart online-offline integration. Having an accurate grasp of data intelligence is a vital first step to any successful marketing initiatives. With our ever-growing data capabilities, we look forward to empowering brands on their China-targeted marketing initiatives.
Hi everybody, my name is Nikki Taylor. I am the Director of Marketing Growth Strategy Asia Pacific for UPS. I've been in Singapore and Asia for over 15 years, mainly in roles around marketing, comms, and definitely for APAC, heading up the APAC region. Today I want to talk to you about leveraging in-app experiences and how you can enhance the overall customer experience, and in particular talking about WeChat and how I've worked with the China team on our current project. All right, so I'm going to dive right in. So quickly, just for those in case anybody is not fully aware of WeChat, I will give a very brief overview, but I'm sure you all are very familiar with it. It is the super app for China. You can message, social media, mobile payment. It is the absolute preferred platform in China for both business and personal, for both communications and transactions, and they have a reach of over 1 billion monthly active users. A lot of our target audience, or UPS, works in the express logistics industry. The majority of the shipping managers, small business owners in China are very mobile. They work on the go in between factories and in their desk. And WeChat definitely offers them a more convenient, effective channel to communicate with UPS, but also even just to go ahead, track, do some of the functionalities, the business functionalities, and also book freight online. So this is one of the reasons why at UPS we really did embark on a journey to upgrade our official account. I'll tell you more about it in the future, but it's gone through a few phases, and phase 1 launched last year in 2018 in October. So let me move quickly along to that. So in phase 1, basically we just brought it up to being more than a broadcast channel of pushing out notifications, to be more of a platform where our customers can go and can actually interact with us and do some of their functionalities that they normally do on ups.com. So we started with the basics of making sure the welcome page, the UI design, everything was a better fit for this WeChat experience and mobile experience. We then moved forward to make sure that if they wanted to sign up and register an ID, that it was simple. We looked at single page shipping. We looked at the ability for them to be able to bind their already UPS account to UPS, so they could easily have access to all the data and the backend that they needed. Things like, track and trace, things like looking at your address book and auto saving them, shipping history, shipping labels. We then move further on to things like looking at rating your experience, schedule pickups, opening an account, which is different to an ID, so it's a next level up. We looked at promo codes, which I'll talk about later, even things like brokerage clearance and exception notices. And one of the biggest things for us that we finally launched this year as well was WeChat Pay. So in China, obviously it's a bit of a cashless society, and WeChat Pay is one of the preferred payment methods. So this was a big thing for us. Although probably a small percentage of our customers use it, it definitely is the small business, the occasional shippers. But there's great opportunity there, and it's one thing that we wanted to make sure that if they needed that experience, they could. In this year and moving into 2021, we have a number of additional features that we're still working on. So you can see that we really have leveraged this channel, this super app, to provide a great customer experience through all our products, and really leveraging off the need in China to be where they want to be. And this is just a very quick snapshot to show you where we started. So obviously we started behind, like I said, it was more of a one-way communications type channel that you might use like on your social media at the moment, like with LinkedIn or WhatsApp. But because it has the ability to really build out a channel, it's like a mini website on websites in WeChat, we really did take that opportunity. And after phase 1 and 2, we already surpassed our international competitors, and we're definitely moving forward. And I think now we're probably around phase 3 now, so we're on par with what the user expectation is in China. And we're definitely trying to catch up to, our local competitors that are there in China. It's like anything, the younger tech local startups are always more ahead of some of us more traditional companies. They start with a fresh plate, and they probably didn't even do .com first. They probably went straight to WeChat because they know that that's where all the customers are. But ultimately, we are moving ahead, very digital first, and really putting our customers first of how they want to engage with us. So this is just a quick look of when we did launch. You can see we have the one-page shipping, rating experience, as I said before, the auto saving of the address and binding your account. So very simple, easy to do processes and just enhancing the overall experience. And as I mentioned before, our key customers that we're looking at are predominantly our small to medium businesses in China. And we're also looking to leverage and provide a better experience for probably more larger customers that may not ship via WeChat. They probably still prefer to ship on our ups.com platform, but they definitely like to do some functionalities on the WeChat platform. So for example, they're on the go, they want to do their track and trace, or they want to, make some amendments or redirect their package. So this they have the ability to do if they have signed up and they have their account on WeChat. Also, they receive important information and timely updates from us. Obviously, being in the logistics industry, we have a number of service alerts that go out, and I'll talk about some of them later of how some of these key messages are really relevant and really did increase our followers as a result, and also our opt-in for our emails. And obviously, we looked at different communication objectives for the different groups. We were looking at potential new customers, really trying to get them onto UPS. As I said, that small, medium business. Part of that WeChat Pay was to give them the option, if they don't want to sign up for an account, they can easily do it through WeChat Pay. We also were obviously going to go after our existing customers, try and shift them from one channel to the other, because we really do feel that it is a better customer experience in China for them to go through this process. And then obviously, still looking at how we can retain those existing customers on our ups.com that might have a lot more heavier volumes, but they can use some of the other features to enhance their toggle between one channel and another if they're on the go or whatever their need might be. So very quickly into some of our messaging, just so you can understand sort of the thought process behind here. It really was about start shipping anywhere, anytime. When we did our focus groups and the research, like I said, for that small to medium business, the products and the offering that they're looking at is really things that are on the go, something that is easy for them to do, something that they can do if they're at the warehouse, something they can do in the office, and they're not tied down to the desk, and that's quite important to them. And we really wanted to look and pull out some of those functions, because when we did look at the functions, we really did look at some of the pain points across our customer journey. So what are they looking for? What's going to make it easier for them? And what do they want to know from us, and really look at marketing those in our campaign. We definitely pushed that it was an upgraded experience, and obviously being a large international company, we wanted to make sure that they understood that we have been in China for 30 years and that we do have a long-standing relationship there with Chinese SMEs, and we want to help them grow. Right, so straight into the campaign. I'm a big believer in 360 campaigns. It's never one size fits all. Whether it's product marketing, brand marketing, whatever it is, you really have to think of the integrated approach. It's about the different levels that a customer goes through. So that awareness level through to engagement, purchase, then nurturing them, and loyalty, and making sure that they continue to stay with you, and rather than, in our case, shipping with someone else. So, our strategies was obviously for the awareness was to promote the new experience. We wanted to communicate the benefits and the better experience to drive preference to the WeChat channel. And then ultimately, we wanted to support customer engagement. So we built out a number of brand assets, things like brand videos, infographics, creative posters. I will say the China team spent a lot of time on building out tutorials, really step-by-step of how to ship on WeChat, how to do track and trace, how to do your billing, all those basic things that we do on UPS, but obviously, repackaging that up for the right program and channel and for the right audience. On top of that, we looked at our PR and our social sides. Obviously, there was organic posting on WeChat, but they looked further than that. So they looked at Weibo, they looked at LinkedIn, we looked at bylines and what we could do with the media to sort of generate some hype around this as well. And the other key thing that I'll touch on at the end is that we worked with a WeChat influencer. So we did some KOL, which for me, it's I don't have a lot of experience in that, and it's in China, so the China team definitely had to brief me to get my head around it, because as many as you know, if you're a regional head, you're normally the in-between of the local team and corporate, and making sure that everybody understands what everybody's doing. So that was quite interesting, and some good facts that came out of that. Obviously, we looked to utilize our own channels, so ups.com. We created our own landing page just to give it a more similar look and feel to the campaign, be able to adjust the message a lot more easier, quicker, based on A/B testing. And we did do some paid search and also some WeChat moment ads that I'll share with you later. They looked at a CRM campaign, so heavily focused on new customer acquisition. So, you know, putting in place, if you ship with us a certain amount, then we want to reward you. And on top of that, we did give, you know, a 50% discount promotion program to new signups that are coming through. You know, we want to make sure that we give them a good rate to start with, and hopefully they realize the benefits of all the products and the features and this unique experience on the new platform, and they prefer us versus our competitors. Not missing out, we've definitely looked at our customer comms. So the extension of the marketing team is obviously you've also got your sales, both you know, call centers, but also on the ground sales, business development people. And so they needed things like talking points, portable emails, you know, FAQs, user shipping guides. We also looked at our own EDM blast out to our own database as well. So we really did cover as many bases as we could. And this is a continuous campaign. It doesn't stop. So this is still ongoing. Right, so let's jump in and have a look at the campaign. So just to recap, our focus was really featuring our official account with the new enhanced shipping and tracking features, for example, like WeChat Pay and some of the better tracking and trace. And our objectives really was to increase our followers, because we do know through more followers, we have seen the increase in revenue, and we've seen the increase in volume as well. And that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to shift some of those that are on ups.com over to WeChat, and hopefully that they will ship more with us, so we win more with them, but also attract new customers as well that, you know, are probably a little bit smaller, small to mid-sized customers that may or may not have shipped with us in the past. And this is an easier platform for them because it's what they use everything in their day-to-day lives, being the WeChat. So in our first wave, we've got a couple of waves, and we're coming up to wave 3. But first wave kicked off in May, and it was really, like I said, to raise awareness and about our positioning, our new product, our new features, and really to get people to follow our account. So it was about the exposure, showing the new benefits, and really trying to convert. There was 2 click to actions, which I'll show you afterwards. The main one was followers, and the second one was obviously ship now. So obviously we'd love it if they ship now, but by having them follow, then at least we can nurture them along, engage with them, and eventually, hopefully they will. For those that haven't done paid media in WeChat or in China before, as a marketer, I can say it's astronomical. So, you know, you typically, if you do it well, and if you do it very targeted, which we did, which meant it's basically, you'll see here, it was a 1-week campaign. So it literally was from May 11th to May 15th. But off the back of that, obviously, we followed up with social content. One thing to know, which I didn't know before starting this project, but even on your official counts, you can actually only post 4 times a month. You have to be quite mindful of it. I will say that my China team is very savvy, and they think about how they can pair multiple messages into one post to get it out there. And I will say that I think in China, from what I've seen from the KOL, is that they don't mind to scroll. So I must admit, in the past, I've been like, well, you know, that's a lot of scrolling, and I feel like I'm tired now. That was quite a lot of seconds I had to engage in, and people, you know, like TikTok, 2 seconds and swipe, swipe, swipe. But surprisingly, the results show us in China, you know, if they're interested, they'll keep scrolling. So yeah, some interesting things there. So we started, obviously, for 1 week. We had the moment ads. They pushed them to a landing page, which straight off the back promoted our 50% off. Again, it had the follow our official account. They could continue to scroll down, and we really decided to highlight some of the key problems that UPS solves by using WeChat and having all this functionality on it. So easy one-page shipping, address book functionality, WeChat Pay, and tracking. So we really did look at those pain points and start to create just simple, as you can see, not even a story, literally a picture and you know, a couple of lines to really, you know, explain to them that it's so simple, it's so easy, and will help you with your pain point. These are some more, as you can see. So in addition to the pain points, we also looked at some of the sort of positionings that we were looking at around about ability and speed, visibility. These are things that we know are always key to our customers. They're looking, you know, that we are flexible, that we can adapt to their changes and their needs as they get them into their business, that we're fast, and that they have visibility so they can always see where their package is and what they're doing. That's quite important to them. So yeah, so that was the first ways, and we had some really great results, which I'll show you later in combination with the next one. So this has just happened. It was very late June into July, and this one we went to the next level and we did videos. So we had, again, we chose the WeChat moment ads, and I will say initially when we're looking at our media for supporting this product launch, we did look at you know, Weibo, Tencent, and WeChat, and spreading our media buy out across the three. As I said before, it's quite astronomical compared to other platforms, and we just felt that we would get the best bang for our buck going out on the WeChat moment ads, because if you really do focus, and you know, the agency can really help you target who your customers are, who your lookalike customers are. You'll see that the results really do spike, and then you can continue to nurture them in the following weeks, because once you've got them, they're into your nurture stream. I mean, besides from WeChat, and we're looking to do a proper one afterwards, is that we do have, you know, CRM programs like most companies, where we have new customer care program, growth, and inactive customers, and you know, we'll have a similar approach, detailed approach for WeChat. But at the moment, it's just about getting those numbers up there. So we looked here of brand. So on the far left, you can see it was a 15-second brand video, so quite quick, and really just a snapshot of trying to pique their interest to follow out more, to either follow our account or read more. And so the first thing the click button was follow official account. They went to a landing page, which then we have 3 different stories, so 3 different brand videos to show different industries, maybe different sort of demographic and age a little bit that might lend itself to different people. So one was on retail, high tech, and manufacturing. They're some of our key customers in China. Again, each story highlighted a specific pain point or product enhancement. So, for example, for high tech, it was about tracking, trace and tracking, make sure that they knew where it was and it was getting there. For manufacturing, it was really about the simplicity and the ease of, even if you haven't been up to date with technology and you're not so great on it, it doesn't matter. It is super easy. You know, you can get your intern to show you, and within 2 seconds you're up and running. And obviously the retail, that versatility, you know, was really about that flexibility of, you know, I can change the address, you pick it up when I need to, all that flexibility that comes along with it. The next wave, which we're about to launch, is the recruitment banner ad. So this is what we held back on a little bit. We've been doing the different waves to really assess the difference and what's working. So in each wave, we can apply some knowledge and hope to increase it even more. So these were really designed to push up the followers. That's what they really are. Whereas the other ones, they had multiple click to action buttons. They had follow the official account, but they also had ship now. So we also saw people ship now as well if they were ready. So I'm just going to go quickly into some of the great results we had. So we came close to about 10,000 followers, of an increase for that 1 week we had back in May. So we achieved about 1.77 interaction rate. I mean, you know, over 10 million impressions, engagements over 100,000. I'll call this out later. You know, it's the average attention second, and I break that down more. And that's quite big. You know, almost 12 seconds of attention of someone in this day and age, I think, is really great. And you know, we really did come close to over 12,000 clicks on our followers for our account. So really great numbers there. For the second wave, even more. So definitely when we have videos, we see that the impressions, the interactions is a lot higher. You know, with the videos is over 11.5 million, and that was that 15-second video I showed you at the front, which is the branded one. But over another, I think it was about 5.3 million actually viewed the individual brand videos. So the 3 different ones that you saw there. I mean, that's massive when it comes to brand reach out there. And what you don't see here is you see the interaction rate, which is really high. It's 2.58, which is 146% higher than the previous campaign in interactions. And also what you don't see when I get to engagement on the next one is that the extra reach that you get into it. So you can see here on the side, wave 1, wave 2, so you can see the likes, the comments, the total of sharing. But it's interesting when you get into the extra reach on WeChat. So the extra reach, so these are people that have seen it on top that we can track. But in totality, I had numbers given to me from our agency, that the additional reach was in the 45,000. Not sure how they break that down, quite technical. And don't quote me on that because I'm still digging into it, but it is that additional reach. So we're talking big numbers here. The other thing that I really want to show, and we did do well, we did really well in the first campaign, that Tencent has actually asked UPS to be featured as a case study because we did have such great return on engagement and click-throughs. So, for us, when we looked at the benchmarks, we're super pleased, and that's why the second one we've done even better. But I would say, the benchmark, so if you look at wave 1, so average ad attention is about more than 5 seconds, or less than 5 seconds. And then we averaged about 11.29. Again, for wave 2, even higher, I guess, because it's the videos, so 12.75. And again, the average is around about the 5 seconds. Wave 1, when we're talking about the attention of the canvas, so when we're talking about the canvas, that's when we go into the different landing pages, like the mini website that they have, all those different pages, so all the different, it had the video, it talked about it, it gave the features, it gave, what the solution was to the problem. And again, with the 2 action buttons. Wave 1 is around almost 24 seconds. Wave 2 again, over 24 seconds. So in this day and age, I'll take that as a great amount of time that someone is looking at my content, thinking about UPS, and hopefully moving through these different pages, ultimately to sign up as a follower or to ship with UPS. And these are just some more stats so you can see. So at the top, you've got wave 1. So of the canvases, over 72,000 views. It reached, 61,000 people. Wave 2, even higher. And again, we would say it's because of the video content, over 180,000 views and 150,000 of reaches. You can see the click-through rates. Definitely on the first one is very high. On the wave 2 a little bit less, but there is 3 different buttons versus the other one only had 2. So we've got ship 1 now, ship now 2, because we tested out a few different things. So still really great click-through rates, and it shows that it is engaged and it is relevant based on what our customers are looking for and what they're wanting to see. And this is just to show you a little bit of the back end. So, what the agency worked with us. So they look at a seed group and then tell us the type of engagement rate we had, look like level 1, look like level 2. And you can see, the top 5, obviously not surprising. We've got international logistics up there, historical data. So that's, pulling some of ours. But, it's good engagement from small business, from competitive followers. I mean, we love that. And overseas investment groups. So, some good engagement levels there that we're really excited about. Before I want to go no further, I do want to talk about, some of the content that they have been developing. So as I said, you can post 4 times a month on the official account. On the service account, you can post a little bit more frequently, but it has different parameters around it. So we take an approach, and this is one of the approaches that we take with our other social media. It's the same approach that our agency gave us. So we give a weighted engagement rate, so total likes plus total comments and total shares, because if someone likes something versus comments and shares, we do believe it takes a little bit more to comment or share. versus the number of impressions, and that's how we give it an engagement rate. And you'll see here, these are the two, the service account and subscription. The service account, obviously you can see the subscription account is a lot higher. They've done some great things. So they've taken some great opportunities. So one of the opportunities that we had is, unfortunately, with this pandemic, a lot of PPE, so personal equipment like masks and things for hospital, people wanted to ship out. And as you know, a lot of the countries changed a lot of the brokerage laws and customs around that, and they were changing quite frequently, and people couldn't keep up, and there was new shippers that probably not used to shipping PPE and didn't know what to do. And our call centers were getting inundated, as well as our salespeople were getting inundated with requests. So we did our normal things of obviously making sure that we put it up on ups.com, a service alert, get talking points to our salespeople. But then we looked to WeChat being the channel of choice. And they really did look at how they would approach that, and they drafted our content that was relevant at the time and really did help the customer. And of course, it weaved itself back into using our platform on WeChat. And out of those, I think there was about 5 or 6 organic posts that they did, and obviously, they combined some of them together. But in that space of a month, I think they had, a good, I don't know, I think it was over 10,000 followers increased, definitely over 18,000 engagement, over 200,000 in readership of this type of content on our official account. But the other great thing is that we had over 1,000 opt-in emails, and we all know how hard it is to get people to opt in these days. So that's another channel. So obviously we want WeChat, we want them to follow, but we also want our EDMs and our opt-in rates as well. So by giving the value of that, we're still talking about WeChat, we're still directing them to the platform, but we're having other channels that we're able to go through here. So they really did look at that. The other call out I'd like to say is in China, QR codes. QR codes work brilliantly. Anything you do needs to have a QR code. One of the things that they used with this is they did also use the QR code, which linked to a survey, online survey, that helped them quickly find the information that they were looking for, that they set up through Qualtrics. So a lot of the times, yeah, QR codes really big in China. So if you didn't know that, I'm sure you did. The last thing I wanted to share, because I know I've been talking for a lot, so hopefully this has been helpful, is I talked about KOL. So they did look at a WeChat influencer. And, I was the first to admit, in the past when I've looked at influencers, I would look at someone in the logistics industry that has good standing, they'll talk about us, an extension like PR, basically, of word of mouth. And they came and they're like, no, Nikki, we've gone for the masses. We've gone for this lady, and she's a really big influencer on WeChat. She has over, and you can see the average metrics for her, she's got over about 250,000 followers, and she gets an average of 65,000 readership, an average of 380 likes, and an average of 4750 odd comments on all of her posts. And they were, we want to do this, and we want to position UPS as a simple, efficient solution for SMEs that are looking to assess the world-class logistics and cross-borders. I thought, well, great, that's our positioning. I'm just not sure if that's the right person. They said, yeah, and it's great. She'll help cultivate the brand presence. She'll really demonstrate our unique value propositions. She'll be able to really show those pain points and show the solutions that we bring with our product, and again direct them over to WeChat. And okay, well, in theory it's going in the right direction. We had a lot of back and forth, and they said, well, look, we're going to do the comic strip. It works well in China. It's a good way to display a story, and it's this KOL style of how she really portrays things. And okay, well, comics, I can do, that's okay. And then the stories came. And it was supposed to be how to solve problems more easily by modern people, and WeChat has the simplest, most efficient ways. And the essence of it I got, but with the stories we got to begin with, and again, this is what I talked about when I was going through, I was reading these stories, and they're going ever, like pages after page. And I'm like, well, where are they talking about UPS, or where are they talking about logistics? When are they going to bring this in? And it's only right at the bottom, and it takes forever. And I really did struggle with this. And I had my China team on, and I had the agency on to really explain it to me. Because as I said before, if you're a head of a region, typically your role is to be the go-between or the translator between local and corporate. So, you know, this is cultural nuances. It will work well. Understand that this is very far from what you normally do, but give us a little bit of leeway here. And, you know, UPS and the corporate team are great. They do understand China is a unique and different country, has different cultural tastes. But I was still a little bit uncomfortable, and I must admit it took a while, but in the end, they really did explain, you know, about how this was going to work. And I'm glad that I didn't, you know, stop and help support them to get this through, because you can see down there, you know, we had over 80,000 readership, which is above the 65,000, with 530 likes, you know, again, well above the average. And, you know, the comments around about the same. But, you know, the amount of exposure we had of this, and again, it comes back to that, you know, we're looking at short term of obviously growing our followers and short term of getting them to ship. But the more brand awareness out there we get, the more chance we have of picking them up later through our efforts, whether they be organic or whether they be through paid, because they already are aware of us. And this time round, they're aware of us from someone who is extremely influential on WeChat. And yeah, they pulled out some of the comments, and, you know, they really did hit the right messaging we were trying to get. So it's great. It really did resonate with those that did respond, which is fantastic. So yeah, so I guess everyone can learn new things, so that's great. So now I've come to the end of my presentation. I hope that was insightful in your understanding sort of how WeChat as a super app has really developed and able to not only enhance the experience, but, you know, when you're looking at your campaign, I mean, it really, again, supercharges your campaign. Obviously, still look at your other channels, but you can do so much through WeChat, both organically and on paid, and the reach is out there just on the sheer size of the users. And with that, I will leave you. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn under Nikki Taylor, UPS. I'm based in Singapore, so if you Google that, you'll definitely find me. And thank you very much for joining me. Bye.